Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome out to Pine Prairie, Louisiana, where it is the regular season finale of the 2026 season, the Dash for Fresh. What I erroneously said started tomorrow. It started way back in February when we got this thing going. I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Morrow. Nick Morrow on camera tonight. I got a couple of looks at it for you around the diamond, but couldn't have picked a better game to be at. We've got our friends with Holy Savior Menard, the Lady Eagles, and you see Sawyer on your screen and Bell there. We'll get a wave in, and now we know that it's time to get going. We can get things started. We'll have the starting lineups for you momentarily here. But expecting a big ball game here on what is the final night for both of these squads. Both of them firmly in the playoffs. Depending on where you look, Pine Prairie is battling in that 4-5 spot where they're at with Sterlington. Sterlington with a couple of games today. And then Menard, this is their one final, as it is Pine Prairie. Menard sitting at 7th in that Select Division 4 with an opportunity to move a little bit. We call this moving day because 1 and 2 are set. Riverside Academy is number 1. Glenbrook Academy, the Apaches, Glenbrook Apaches, they are sitting at number 2. Coach Tyler Cox and company are there. And yes, that same group out of Minden that we went and saw in the Minden tournament to start the season off. We were up there and, man, had a great time. Those two teams are in this bracket together, so Menard's sitting there at 7. They were 5 last year when they went on and made that great run into Sulphur. Both of these are Sulphur teams last year. Of course, Pine Prairie defeated by Gina in that game. What a game that was. K.A. Cooper and Kennedy Ware went head-to-head in that one. And Gina comes out on top before eventually losing in the championship game there. And Menard, of course, you know the magic run that they went on, added their 4th state championship. You saw that banner that emblem get put up on the wall. Of course, we followed them all throughout the last year. Both of these teams we covered. That's why we thought this was such a great game to be on board for. And, man, we're just couldn't pick a better game to be at to end things up. Two teams that we know very well, and we will see a lot of tonight in this one. Big points on the line for whoever can come out victorious in this one. But probably about 10 minutes away from getting started. So we just wanted to welcome you. We're going to leave the headset on, leave the mic on, and we will be back with you here momentarily. Don't go anywhere. It is the NDI Heating and Cooling Game of the Week. If your air conditioner is struggling now, wait till you see it in July. Give them a call for a free estimate. It's 318-451-4107. Back after this.
Mama's got a chair and a cooler packed. Daddy's talking ball in a baseball cap. Small town dreams under Friday lights. Every swing could change a life. You can feel it coming in the summer air. Whispers rolling everywhere. It's the dash for fresh. Hear the crowd get loud. Small town diamonds make Louisiana proud. From the north to the coast, every back cracks fast. 4, 4, 6. It's the dash for fresh. Dust on the cleats, hearts beat fast. Every girl chasing that soul for turf. Lights burn bright, no turning back. We're running full speed. Dash for fresh. Bows in the hair and dirt on the knees. Pitcher winding up, bringing that heat. Coach at third throwing signs in the wind. Crowd leaning forward, here we go again. Long ball flying.
Working, they all outside. I go inside.
Hey, put a picture of yourself on there.
I said, what the hell's going on here? Y'all sitting around.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna make a poster, a big life-size poster, and just stick it outside. And they're gonna say, what's that for? Every time I'm outside, they'll know what's inside. They'll follow me inside.
Yeah, they're following me.
Y'all can look at me out here on this poster. Y'all just stay outside of my
And welcome back once again. We are here live in Pine Prairie, Louisiana, just up the road, about 45 minutes or so. And it is the Menard Lady Eagles, head coach Brad Turney and company, ready to go to work. We'll see Kaylee Methvin in the circle tonight. A very similar lineup to what we have seen throughout. Let's get those. We don't have the one in from Pine Prairie just yet, but we'll take a look at Sawyer Shelton leading off, playing center field. Emma Davis will bat second, and she plays shortstop. Kenzie Lyles will play third base and bat third. Addie Wright is over at, let's see where she is at tonight. She is at second base tonight. Kate Parati behind the dish. Abby Claire Fingleton is going to be the designated player. She will be there as Adeline Ledette is over at first base. Belle Drago will bat seventh. Kaylee Methvin is in the circle, as we told you earlier, and Parker and Albanian is there in, got to be right field is where she's at. So there you have it, getting everything. Yep, right field it is. So she's there waiting on the one for Pine Prairie. But again, as we told you earlier, this one is a big one for both teams. Menard sitting there at number 7 in Select Division 4. Pine Prairie now at 5. Has been 3 and 4 most of the season, but that's that one with Gina and French Settlement and those guys. And it's Sterlington, Pine Prairie. It is as classic of a division as you will find. And we're just moments away from getting this thing going. Big game for both of these teams. Again, I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Morrow. This is the NDI Heating and Cooling Game of the Week. Look, watch a little softball. If you're looking to talk some baseball, we'll do that tonight at 7 p.m. Join Marshall Marshall Leffler, KP Miles, and Roy Lang out of the Shreveport area, longtime legend as it relates to sports writing around the state, and just does a tremendous job, and he will be on tonight. And so keep kind of flip between both of them. You can have us on YouTube, that one up, or listen on that one and see where this gets you. But it ought to end up about pretty close to the same time that they go on. They'll be on for about an hour. And then at 9 o'clock, we will be back with you, and we will wrap up the regular season. We should have a pretty good indicator of the way things have gone as they are updating those brackets and playoff ratings a little while. And join us tomorrow night from 7 until 10. Well, I don't know if I can talk for 3 hours. Yes, I can. We can do that. When we're talking sports, talking softball, we certainly will be able to do that. Big shout out to my buddy Nick Morrow, who is on camera for us tonight. It's been a big part of what we did. We were driving up here and said, man, what is this, year 2 or 3 that you've been with me? And he said, we're just finishing the first year. I was like, God dog, it's been a long year. It seems like it's been a ways, but giving back to our local college students. He, of course, is a sophomore at LCU, so delighted to have him a part of what we are doing. Big one for Pine Prairie tonight as they're trying to retake that number 4 spot. 4-5 makes a difference. That's the difference of whether you stay here and play that home game to get to Sulphur. Should things play out like they do, again, I will always give that precursor to what it is. But they want to. It's the difference of being here or going up to Sterlington and playing that group led by Coach Tannehill. That they are loaded up. Angela Johnson there in the circle. She just went over 100 strikeouts on the season, so that was a big effort. And she's only played 13 games for them. Of course, Alexa Blackwell. We all know what she does. She is going to be one of our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star. There are a couple of them in this game playing, and but that's Sterlington, and that's another look at it, but that's who is sitting there in 4th. And it's as close as a lot of these races is that 4-5 spot. None closer than the Menard bracket. 1st and 2nd, we told you, we're set with Riverside Academy at number 1 and Glenbrook, the Lady Apache softball, sitting there at number 2. And 3 through really 8 or 9 is pretty jumbled up. So we're going to see how it plays out tonight. I don't know. We're going to go live at 9 o'clock. We may watch that thing at midnight. We may have some midnight madness. I don't know. Leave a message, a comment down there if any of you would watch at midnight. I'm kind of crazy that way. I might just go live at midnight tonight after the brackets or after the power rankings update at that time, just to sit and hang out and visit with all of you that are watching. See what they're working on inside. I'm not sure. We're going to be delayed a little bit from our start. It was set for 5:30, and they have not got into lineups or anthem or prayer or any of that just yet. So keep an eye on that for you. A lot of big games going on around the state. We'll tell you all about that tonight. But again, if you're a baseball fan, tune in at 7 o'clock as Marshall and KP and Roy bring you the baseball bracket breakdown. I don't know if they've called it anything or not, but ours, we call it the Dash for Frash. Mike McMillan from the North Shore Prep Report will join us, as well as a couple other guests. Head Coach Westmoreland from Walker will join us as well. I tell you, we've got a special guest joining us tonight, Madison Sumler. She is the first baseman junior and just hitting above 600 on the season. She is joining us tonight following their game they play tonight. So we've got a big night of softball talk and baseball talk, and spring sports have taken front row in this one. Not sure what all we could be talking about out there. I don't think there's that much this late. Some 57 days into the season. This is day 57. I don't know what we're working on here, but needless to say, we'll check Game Changer and see what's going on these, if they've got anything. Baseball ended last night. Congratulations to the Astrojans. They pick up the 8th seed in that one, and will turn around and have a home playoff series next weekend. They will welcome in Captain Shreve, I think. Anyway, I'm not sure who they welcome in. Menard and Pine Prairie set to go tonight. We don't have the game changer stats in there just yet. So we'll work on that and try to get those starting lineups to you. But again, we are brought to you by NDI Heating and Cooling. It is our NDI Heating and Cooling game of the week, and I'm telling you what, as much as we complained about it being cool out here, that switch has flipped. It is certainly a warm one out here, and gone are the days of wearing the hoodie and bundling up and shivering. Those days are gone, no doubt about it. Still continuing their meeting. We'll try to get Coach Brad Turney on tonight and visit with him as well. There you see the two umpires and Coach Brad Turney, Coach Alicia Hebert, and there's just a strange amount of stuff they're figuring out there. I have no idea. So all I do know is that we're moments away from the starting lineups and the national anthem, and they may not do starting lineups as this one has trailed past the 5:30 start time. You see our Sadler's Towing scrolling scoreboard down there at the bottom. Of course, thoughts and prayers go out to the Sadler family, and recovery is well underway, but much love out to our friends there at Sadler's Towing. You see our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard and other sponsors rotating around in that upper right-hand corner. There's still time to get on board for softball. If you want to have your business featured in the senior All-Star game, in the Dash for Frash, in the Red River Athletic Conference Tournament for softball, and the Rising Stars All-Star game, there is still time to be a part of that. Hands shake is there, and we'll think that we're getting settled to go to work. His Old Glory in the wind, and we will turn it over to public address. And you have the starting lineups and our national anthem. Senior Jolie West in the circle for Pine Prairie tonight in this one. George is at second, it looks like. And we'll get these young ladies as they make their way around. Josie Vidrine, the shortstop. Looks like Ortego is there at there. You get a good look at West that is getting the start. She is one of a couple of seniors on there. Just getting adapted to that mound is where she's at. Again, just a couple of minutes away from getting things going as soon as they get their game changer up and going. Sawyer Shelton, Emma Davis, Kenzie Lyles will lead things off for the Lady Eagles. That much we know. We gave you those starting lineups a little bit earlier. That middle infield for Pine Prairie is solid. George there at second base and Vidrine over at shortstop. And the slap-hitting senior Sawyer Shelton will lead things off. There you see Sawyer make her way in from the left side. First pitch was scheduled for 5:30. It is 5:40, and we're just set to get underway. That'll break up the huddle. And we'll get back to it again. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Morrow, bringing you all the action here. Out there, last-minute adjustments to the catcher's chest protector. I think we have killed as much time as we could in this one. That extraordinarily long meeting there at home. But we were scheduled for 5:30. First pitch in the books. As long as we throw it here. Still looking over. The lights have made it on here. First pitch away at 5:41. And Sawyer takes that down low for ball one. Sawyer now 1 ball, no strikes here, leading things off against West. Look around defensively for you here momentarily. West again, the 1-0 offering. That one is slapped out to center field. No giving chase, and that's going to be over her head into the fence. Sawyer hustling around. Sawyer's going to head in to third. They may waver. They don't. She is in for a stand-up triple. My goodness. And there you see Sawyer, who leads things off like she likes to do, hammered that one to the fence, and she is in there for a stand-up triple. 0-1 fastball she took, and that is Emma Davis now that will step in. West will rock back and deliver this one. It is low, and there's a good look at home plate there. So this is Emma Davis, the shortstop. Bird in left, Fontenot in center field, Markle in right field, Ortego at third, Vidrine at short, George at second, Fontenot at first, and then the battery, we told you that. Good looking pitch, but misses low and out of the zone. And that is 2 balls and no strikes. So the only strike that West has thrown so far was that triple by Shelton. And Davis looking to get this first run across. West will rock back and deliver this one. Good looking pitch right down Main Street for strike number 1. Get a look inside there. That one is high and behind the plate and bounces around and is not going to be caught. And that's one you got to have there. It's a strike. It's 2-2. You see Shelton there led things off with the triple, shading her eyes as Ortego over at third base. That sun does just make its way right down. Good-looking changeup that's in there, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. And that's the first one of those that we have seen. Very effective, and it gets out number one. My goodness. That one hammered down the line way back. And that is foul. Good looking shot at it there from Kenzie Lyles, who can certainly swing it, but that is a long strike one. Boy, she turned on that pitch so well. Runner still at third. Get again look in at Kenzie Lyles. Kenzie Lyles, the freshman third baseman. Appreciate our folks at AVCANS, AVKANS.com. That one fouled back. And, boy, this is where she threw that nasty little changeup the last time around that slowed it down, dropped it in, and goodness. Tried to throw that one again. It misses up high and out of the zone. Again, 2 balls. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down here. Wind blowing in. That one lifted back foul, and they'll replay the 1 ball, 2 strike offering. AC West, who gave up that triple to start things off, came back with a good strikeout of Davis. Davis, the junior shortstop. Climb back in, ready to go. Catcher most of the year, most of her career, fires that one up and out of the zone, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very careful with this hard-hitting lineup from Holy Savior Menard. West will rock back and deliver this one. Throws that changeup, and boy, just a good job of fighting that off by Lyles. And she's not coming with that inside fastball anymore. That's the one that Lyles took deep and off that red truck that's over there, foul. Steps back and delivers here. Rolls that one up there, ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, there's a little bit of a breeze earlier, not much of it now. It was the wind was blowing in, but it's negligible at this point. 3 ball, 2 strike offering. West will gather herself, rock back and deliver. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. Let's take a look at it one more time. Just swung right through a good one there, and that's 2 down. And this is Addie Wright, another one of those left-handers that comes to the plate. After that leadoff triple, Sawyer still finds herself over at third base. But Addie can hit with the best of them. This lineup, that one lifted high and back and going to get out of play near that entrance and near where they cook. So you see, if you're looking behind that little portable building off to the right is their clubhouse. The one off to the left is a concession stand. That gives you a little bit of an idea on where you're at here. Big shot to lead things off was that that triple by Sawyer, but through a couple of batters, she is stranded. That one rolls down. Good job behind the dish by Messer to hang on to that, because I'm telling you that Shelton would be there need be. 1 ball and 1 strike. We play in the top of the first, just underway here. About 8 minutes into this first top of the first. NDI heating and cooling game of the week. Looking changeup is there, and that is a ball and 2 strikes, and now way ahead in the count is West. Boy, what a big momentum boost that would be if you were able to strand Shelton there at third base after that leadoff triple. I'm telling you, Coach Brad was close to sending her. Ground ball is up the middle. Gathered there by Vidrine. Off her side. She throws that one, and let's take a look at it to get us out of this. We'll look at it one more time. Good ground ball, and you see her off balance. That's the word I was looking for. Across the diamond she goes to Briley Fontenot, and that is the out. Due up for Pine Prairie is Josie Vidrine, Sydney Fontenot, and Jolie West when we come back. Bottom of the first, we play. Josie Vidrine will lead things off, and you saw Josie make that beautiful play there at the end. Matter of fact, as she comes up there, let's take a look at it one more time. That was that ground ball to shortstop. She's going to come up, glove it, never misses a step, goes off balance across the way she goes, and that retired the side, and she will lead things off here in the bottom half of the first inning. No score in this one. Pine Prairie coming to bat. They need this one as much as Menard needs this one. Boy, there's not enough need this in this game. That one is back there. I don't think you could find any more of it. This is, and both of these teams have scheduled this way. You wanted this game to test you. This is as good as you'll find throughout the playoffs. Menard playing as hot as anybody. Pine Prairie doing the same. Kaylee Methvin will rock back and deliver this one. Swung on and missed and blows through that one by Vidrine. Let's take a look defensively. In left field, Beldrago. Center field is Sawyer Shelton. Right field, Parker Albanian. Third base, Kenzie Lyles. Short is Emma Davis. Second base, Addie Wright. First base is Adeline Ledette. And the batter is, we told you, Kate Perotti behind the dish. And Kaylee Methvin set to bring it up, out, and away. And that's ball one. You get a good look in at Perotti, and eventually you'll get a good look at Josie as she will make her way back in, twists the bat around, and comes to the plate. She goes. That one fouled straight back, so trouble catching up to it. That Methvin fastball is as advertised here in this one. Just a different pitcher. Depending on what she's looking for. She's a big strikeout pitcher when she needs to. She's a ground ball contact pitcher when she needs to. The folks at Millsap's happy to be getting this one. Down low and out of there. Tried to waste one down around the ankles, and it was lower to the leadoff hitting junior shortstop, Josie Vidrine. Vidrine will step in there ready to go to work. So does Methvin. 2-2 offering. Checked over to Davis, it's short. She's going to have that one, and we'll take a look at it one more time. Methvin will deliver in here, and it's just a good ground ball through the dirt, kicking it up. Good camera work over there across the way, and that's going to bring Fontenot to the plate. One down here in the bottom of the first. Sydney Fontenot will step in. Good looking fastball right down the middle. And let's take a look inside it, Sid. There she is. Center fielder Sydney Fontenot for Coach Alicia Hebert and this Pine Prairie Lady Panthers team. 0-1 following that big fastball that was there. Ground ball over towards second again, to short. Emma's got it across the diamond. She goes. And, boy, already big-time work being done by the shortstop position on both sides of it. Not a replay. It's just Emma doing what Emma does. From shortstop, fires across, and that's part of what made her the most outstanding player down in Frash a year ago. So 2 up and 2 down. That's what we told you. That's 2 ground ball outs, and that's the way that Methvin is able to take care of that arm and be efficient on her pitches. That one is fouled down the line between Lyles and Coach Hebert. Strike 1. This is the pitcher Jolie West that stands in. Of course, Jolie, again, can catch as well and play just about anywhere that Coach Hebert needs her. 0-1 the count here. Methvin with a couple of ground ball outs. Her and Emma Davis playing pitch and catch, it looks like. They'll look over, get the sign. Methvin stands back in there, ready to go to work, and there's a good look inside. Let's go back, up and out of the zone. We'll take a look at the Pine Prairie Lady Panther pitcher and batter when she stands in. That's Kate Parati that is there, and there's Jolie that makes her way back in. Rocks back, fires this one. Fouled through that one. Another good pitch at it. And Methvin way ahead at 0-2 now. Briley Fontenot is on deck. She is the freshman sensation for this Pine Prairie team. She's going to be a great one. Methvin rocks back and delivers here. Throws something off speed, but I think that just got away from her, and that is the second ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're even the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the first, we play Methvin. Rocks back, delivers here. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. That is number 1. We'll let that take us to the break. Down she goes, and that will do it for the size. So 3 up, 3 down, 2 ground balls, and that strikeout. Due up Kate Parati, Abby Claire Fingleton, and Belle Drago when we return. Back to work we go. Let's clear the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard off for you. My helper didn't do it, and when I say helper, I mean me. Didn't do it. Now we've got it cleared off, and we're good and ready to go. Top of the second we play. You see it on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. We'll take a look in a moment at Kate. Not quite there yet. She'll make her way in as soon as Messer and those get back in. There's Kate. She is, boy, just as solid behind the dish as you'll find. And back to work we go here. Top of the second, we play Doug Gann alongside of Nick Morrow. It is 446 Sports presentation of the Pelican Softball Report. That one misses down low for ball one. West will look down at that wristband and get going. Gone are the days of signs from the catcher. That one misses low as well. Looked like it had a shot of getting in there, but did not. And West has missed on the first two here in the top of the second. She'll go back, rub a little dirt on it, and get ready to go. Two ball, no strike offering to the leadoff hitter in the top of the second, Kay Prairie. She fouls that 2-0 pitch back and off the fence behind her, just a little bit underneath it. West to Prairie. Messer there behind the dish. And the 2-1 offering comes in up and out of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. So Menard, Holy Savior Menard, on the cusp of getting the leadoff runner on base for a second straight inning. The first one was a triple from leadoff hitting Sawyer Shelton. Now Prairie, the catcher. If she can reach, they'll certainly get a runner in. More than likely will be Lashney. Here's the delivery. Bounces low, and that's going to get Prairie over to first base. And there you see Kate, and expect that they have a runner coming in, and do. And that's going to bring Abby Clare to the plate. Felix will be in to run for Holy Savior Menard, and they're making that adjustment there. They'll mark down, and there you get a good look at Abby Clare. Squaring around a bunt and lays that one down beautifully out to second base, and that was just played. Look, when you've got a catcher that's playing back there, that's when you're able to do that. Let's take a look at it one more time. As you'll see, Abby Clare bunt it right back to West. She's not afraid to go flying. Good job by George to climb the ladder and go get that one. But that is out number one here. And reaching on a fielder's choice now is Fingleton. And that'll get Beldrago to the plate. Bell swings through that one. Let's get a good look in at when she gets back in there, we will. Get a good look at the sophomore left fielder for Holy Savior Menard. Bell's got power to get it out of here, too. No score in this one as we play top of the second. That one called that it was swung on. And Fingleton on it first on the fielder's choice. It was Felix that was retired on the put out 1-4. And back to work we go here. That one up and out of the zone. And a ball and 2 strikes now to Drago. West, since that leadoff triple, has been pretty solid. Knocks back and fires this one. It rolls up there, and as I say that, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back to work goes West. 2 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and that was a kind of a half full swing on it. And you'll see that strikeout there, and that is out number 2. And that will get the pitcher, Kaylee Methvin, to stand in. Kaylee went on a stretch of 4 straight official at-bats with a home run. Over a couple of game stretch, 2 or 3 game stretch, just pounding the softball was Methvin. Takes that one up and out of the zone for ball 1. West with 3 strikeouts on the early afternoon game. Counter that with West. She's got swung on and missed, and that one is up in the zone. That high fastball was one that she wanted, no doubt about it. Methvin just 1 strikeout on the day. It was a big one. Ball and a strike here to Kaylee Methvin. Pitcher versus pitcher. We saw that matchup one ago. It ended up in favor of Methvin. West trying to return the favor. There's that off-speed stuff. But unable to get it there. That's 2 balls and a strike. Fingleton still the runner at first base. Fingleton hit into that fielder's choice. You see her there at first base. That pitch in there evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good pitch on the outer half, and now West seeking her 4th strikeout of the afternoon. Following that leadoff triple, it has been lights out for her. The fielder's choice a moment ago that she threw and got was the only other out. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes she goes. That is another Sabine State Bank strikeout, and that'll take us to the break. That will do it. We'll be back bottom of the 2nd. Due up for the Lady Panthers. Briley Fontenot, Ella Fontenot, and Ella Ortego when we return. You see the Lady Eagles make their way back into the circle. Kaylee Methvin getting the high fives and the whatever all that is. She's there to get that. Methvin will step back in. Great inning in the first. 3 up and 3 down from Vidrine, Fontenot, and West. It'll be Fontenot, and Ortego right here. That one lifted high, going to stay on the infield. Addie Wright comes up and makes that one, and we've seen her do that a lot of times over at first base. Just gets under it, calls everybody off, and says, I got this one. That is out number 1. As we play bottom of the 2nd. It was Briley Fontenot that popped out there, and this will be Ella Fontenot. Briley, the freshman that they're very, very high on this season. That one taken up and out of the zone for ball 1. Again, we told you when Methvin is throwing it like this, she's not out strikeout hunting. She'll get them when she needs to or if she needs to, but she likes to throw and conserve those pitches, and she's doing that. We'll take a look here momentarily at her pitch count, but you see Methvin in there getting ready for Fontenot. That one hammered out to left field, but camping out there and getting that one is Drago, and that is quickly 2 up and 2 down. So Ortego flies out, and that will bring Messer, the catcher, in. Well, Fontenot, they said, man, I think we'll have to look in. Well, you see it there on your screen. Swung through that one, a good hack at it, but nothing doing. And that is strike 1. I think the game changer got off, and that was, no, this is Messer that is there, so not sure what happened to it on our accounting either, but this is Messer. Fouls that one back, and she is in a big hole here at 0-2. Nothing in 2 and 2 down. You'll see Messer, who is the Pine Prairie catcher, step back in. Quick inning here. Methvin trying to finish it off. Tries to blow that rise fastball by Messer, but it's up and out of the zone for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We play bottom of the second, no score. You see that on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Just the 1 strikeout in this one for Methvin. That one lifted high. Giving chase is Ledette at first. She'll have it, and that will retire the side. We'll take a look at it one more time off the bat of Messer. That gets us to the break. Popped up in the air and handled there. 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Panthers in the bottom half of the second. We'll be back right after this. You're watching high school softball right here on 446 Sports. Back to work we go here. Due up for the Lady Eagles. Should be 9-1-2, and it is. Now Albanian, Shelton, and Davis. They'll face West to lead things off in the top of the third. No score, you see that. Don't forget, you see it across the bottom on our Wallace, on our Sadler's Towing scrolling scoreboard, making its way around, and you get a good look in at Parker as she will step in. Don't forget, 9 o'clock, we will go live tonight. If you like baseball talk, it's on at 7 o'clock. Find it on YouTube, Twitter. You'll catch it on our Facebook page. Make sure you get ready for that. And back to work we go with West. We will be on tonight at 9 o'clock live talking about today's events. Had a good crowd in there with us tonight. The community was fired up in there. Great to visit with everybody. That one's a slow roller up to the plate in ball 1. Albanian, Shelton, and Davis. Shelton, of course, has the game's lone hit, that triple, to lead things off. And, boy, you think when she gets a leadoff triple, she's going to score. But great work by Jolie West with a couple of strikeouts. That one down low and misses. She has put the leadoff runner on in both innings here. She's able to get out of both of them as well. It's like she settles down just a little bit. But you got to be careful with it here. Now Albanian swings through that one. It's 2 balls and a strike. Again, weekend series start Friday, Saturday. So make sure you keep an eye on our scoreboard show tomorrow night. That is our bracket reveal. The Dash for Frash officially kicks off the playoff portion of it to everybody trying to get down to Sulphur and Frash Park. West rocks back and delivers this one. It is lifted out towards Vidrine. She's got it there. And you see it just off the bat, set up there nicely for Josie, and she's able to go in there and get that one for out number 1. And back to the top of the Lady Eagle lineup, it is senior Sawyer Shelton. All she did was triple in the gap her last time up. Led things off. I think it was the first pitch she saw. And when she's swinging and hitting that first pitch early in the at-bat, early in the game, that usually bodes well for her. Slaps that one. It's lifted high, but Fontenot's camped out under it, and she's going to have it for out number 2. See here, just didn't have to move really a step or two to get that one. And that is very efficient. That's not many pitches here. Let's count up how many she's thrown. That's just the 5th pitch of this inning. And Davis check swing. They'll take a look down at first. Nothing doing. And it's a ball and no strikes. 2 down. We play top of the 3rd. And after that leadoff triple, it was 9 in a row retired, counting Shelton. West doing work in the circle. That one up and out of the zone. Actually, there was a walk that was in there to Prairie, so it wasn't. So 9 of the last 10 have been retired. That one out of the zone for ball 1. Correction, 2 balls, no strikes. West will rock back and deliver here. That one lifted high. Going to stay over towards foul territory, bounce off of the third base dugout, and roll harmlessly foul out into the concourse area for strike 1. We'll step in Emma Davis. Davis 0 for 1. She had a strikeout back in the first inning. Bats here in the top of the 3rd. And West will stand back in. I think it was that good changeup that got Davis back in the first. This time it's lifted high, goes the same way. Ortego gives chase, but again, harmlessly fouling out of play. But that does even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marco, Fontenot, and Bird, the outfield here. Ortego, Vidrine, George, and Fontenot, the infield. West and Messer, the battery for this Lady Prairie, this Lady Panthers Pine Prairie team. 2 balls, 2 strikes. West delivers this. There's that nasty changeup again, and down on strike she goes. That's the 2nd time, and we'll let that take us to the break. Back to work we go here in the bottom of the 3rd. Due up for Pine Prairie in this one is Bird, George, and Josie Vidrine. So 8-9-1 due up here in the 3rd. I'll let you know just the one base runner has been there tonight. There's a good look in That's the leadoff hitter. Go out there and change the softball, get a new one in, and Methvin's set to get back to work here in the bottom of the third. Beautiful, beautiful Tuesday afternoon, final regular season game of the season, final regular season day of the season. Good crowd out here tonight has made it up from Alexandria. You see a lot of gold and green in the crowd. Of course, the Pine Prairie orange and black is in effect. That pitch missed on there and looked like a good one. Good eye there from Bird to do that. Callie Bird does a good job of taking that one. And Methvin back to it. Bird steps in trying to get something going. That one dropped by Prairie in the back, but no harm, no foul. And that is strike number one. That one lifted high down towards third. Giving chase and unable to get to it was Lyles. Well, she had a good look at it, but unable to get there and watch it as it just chases her down the line. She turns and runs on it well, which is what they teach you to do. It was just out over the outstretched glove, and that is strike number two. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Bird. And that's what you want to be able to do is keep going with it. Bird 2-2, and you got to make them pay for dropping that one. Methvin now rocks back and delivers. That one pokes down the other side. It's going to go out where that you see that stick figure that's out there. That's the bullpen area. You see it where the coach is going to pick that ball up, but that is, in fact, the batter that they use to get warmed up. Had a lot of dents in him, too. You got to be careful standing in there. We'll replay the 2-ball, 2-strike offering. Nobody down. First batter here, bottom of the third. That one lifted out to center field, but there is Sawyer. Sawyer's going to get under that and have it, and that will be out number one. That one lifted high and back, and Sawyer doesn't really have to move at all, and she gathers that, and back to work we go. One down, and this is going to be George that stands in. Anaya George will hit in the 9 spot. Squares around, pops that bunt up in the air, but running through it, it was bunted high enough. It got up and over that net and out of play. And boy, that's one that's up there. No balls and 1 strike. This has been every bit of the pitcher's duel that we thought it would be. You're not privy to it here, but we look both of the outfielders and the shortstop and third base shading their eyes. That sun is brutal on that side of the field. And it's a ball and a strike. Maybe we can get after this. After this, we'll get Nick to pan over and let you look at how everybody on that left side of the infield is shading their eyes, and that shows you where that sun is coming in. We'll take a look at it. That bunt laid down. Methvin's going to barehand it. Across she goes to first in time for the out. Bang, bang play over there at first. And both of these pitchers have shown that they're able to go down and get that one, field their position. Across there she goes and in time, and that is out number 2, and that'll get it back to the top of the order. And Josie Vidrine, the shortstop, will get things going. Try to get a little 2-out rally started here, but boy, they put that in the book as a ground out. It certainly was a solid one. We have seen such really good defense on display tonight from both teams. Good-looking fastball, outer half, no good, ball 1. Still no score. We are in the bottom of the third. Both teams have had a base runner. Lady Eagles have had a couple of them, but Shelton hit and a Prairie walk. That one misses, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Lady Panthers just the base on balls. Maybe they haven't got That one inside, and that is not. I think they may have there. That's Markle if it is. Let's take a look inside if we can and get a look in there. Yeah, that's Markle that's there, and she pulls that one foul. So not quite there. So we are off of Game Changer, keeping up with everything, and so they had one, I guess, a designated player in there somewhere, one way or another. But anyway, that is Markle. That is there, Cheyenne Markle, Maricle. And see, that's what they're getting a new softball in. And the umpire will walk over, and there you get a good look at the left side of the field. You see Davis shading her eyes, Sawyer doing it as well, Lyles at third doing it, and all in the outfield. So that sun is brutal coming across the football field. But in here in the infield, Kate doesn't have any problems with it. She's facing the other direction, and the sun doesn't bother her any. Again, another long conversation in this one, and there's been a lot of conversations. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cheyenne. Methvin rocks back and delivers here. Ground ball back to herself. She'll take it quickly across to first, and that will do it. We'll let that 1-3 ground out take us to the break. We'll be back right after this. Still no score in this one. We move to the top of the 4th. Both pitchers fielding their positions well. We'll be back right after this. Kenzie Lyles, Eddie Wright, Kate Prairie due up in this one. Lyles and Wright 0 for 1 on the day. Prairie has that walk. So 3, 4, 5 due up here.
You ready, number 5? I know you are. We're back here cheering y'all. Y'all get ready.
Here. Excitement out in the outfield here. Talking to the right fielder, Cheyenne Markle, and Kenzie Lyles will step in and ready to go to work here. Pitch in there, low strike, strike 1. So we play in the top of the 4th. Jolie West delivers this one, and Lyles lifts it high and deep and back. And foul. Goodness, that's the one. She put one out there earlier as well. Let's see if we caught that. You'll see where it lands there, just foul. That's the second one that she has put over there, and it is 0-2. Again, got to believe that that Jolie will stay away from her here. Kenzie's been able to pull that inside pitch. Change up and out of the zone for ball 1, a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, you see Messer and George, and Lyles steps back in. Jolie West, the senior pitcher, right-handed pitcher for this Coach Alicia Hebert team. Rolls that one in there, and it's 2 balls and a strike. There you get a good look at Jolie. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled straight back. Good looking hack at it, but unable to catch up with it. And you just see that one get hammered straight back into the net. That gives you an indicator that she's right on it. That'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rocks back and fires this one. Change up again that Kinsey just does a great job of staying back on that one. And watch that change up that's on by West, and that's one of her better pitches. Kinsey just makes the adjustment, plants that front foot, and goes back to it, and they'll chase and give her another softball. And again, keeps things at 2 balls and 2 strikes. West now gets her way back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one hammered down and is going to drop in for a base hit. Oh, it gets by her, and off and going is Lyles. Lyles is going to hold up there, give her a single, and take second on the throw. You see it just get by the left fielder there, and we'll turn around and spin and get it in, but Lyles is there with a leadoff single, and again, second base on the error. And that will get Addie Wright to the plate. Addie played first base for the Lady Eagles last year. Second base, she's played some shortstop this year when she's needed to make their way around here. And you can't swat them with all the equipment around here. That's the only problem with this. I don't know, I'm not a fan of those, but out their business. There's that good-looking changeup again. Two strikes now. No balls, 2 strikes to Addie Wright. Cleanup hitter for the Lady Eagles. Fouls that one back into the netting nearest the Pine Prairie third base side fans. I believe that looks, boy, does that look like Coach Craig Whittington back there on the left side? It does. He's from this area. He led Menard's basketball team, girls basketball team, to a state title game this year. Great guy, Coach Craig Whittington. A lot of championships out of this area, too. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to be handled there by George. Across the diamond they'll go, and that's going to hold Lyles at third, but it does move the runner across, so sacrifice there in the out, ground ball out. And Kate Prairie will step back in. Let's see if we can get that shot back there. That is Coach Craig Whittington back there on the left side of your screen. If I had my telestrator, I'd draw it in, but he's in the white shirt off to the left. Prairie, who walked, just will be trying to put something down on the ground. This infield, surprisingly, is back further in the middle than I thought they would be. You would almost think because anything on the ground here is going to score Lyles. They're drawn in a little bit. The corners are even with the bags, but now they step back. Fontenot takes a step back at first. Now they creep in, but anything up the middle is going to score the run. That one bounces down low and chases Lyles back to third. 2 balls and no strikes.
You in the mid, number 7. You in the mid. With the strikes.
That one lifted out to left field, going to drop in for a base hit. That'll score the run. Bounces in front of the left fielder Bird, and it is going to be the first run of the game here in the top of the fourth inning. And that is an RBI single for Kate Prairie. And that's run number one here in this one. You take a look inside. See, we thought that was him, and there's Principal Gatlin. This is like one of those Lakers games where they go and find the celebrities in this one, and there you have it. So make sure if anybody you're watching back home, you go in there and you text them and let them know about it. Look, there's a lot of information going on back here, it looks like. This is why we don't mic things up. We don't want to give any of the secrets of the world away, but there's a lot going on right there. You can believe that. Can't beat fun at the old ball game. Having a lot of fun out there as they go into the middle to talk about things. And we'll get in there right there at the circle and get a look here. But that is run number one that came across. Kate Prairie with the single there. So she continues to swing it pretty well throughout the year. Caught every game. She is as durable as you'll find back there. And Abby Claire will stand in ready to hit. Abby Claire has had herself a pretty good season. Swinging the bat, we have certainly seen that her hitting has improved since a season ago. There's a look at Abby Claire. Stands in. Just missed a home run in a game we did a couple of weeks ago. Would have been the first of her career. Would have been a walk-off grand slam, too. Instead, it hits the base of the wall for the walk-off single. West now rocks back to fire this one. And that one is hammered out to center field. Fontenot comes up and makes a grab on that, and there's going to be a double play over at first base. We'll take a look at it again here, and that will get us to the end of the inning here. They're pumped up about it here in Pine Prairie. Kept that to a one-run game. Boy, yeah, we backed up a little further. But here you'll see the shot to center field. Fontenot catches it there, and she sees that Prairie, or the runner, had come off of the base, and that will do it. That was Felix that was back in there as the courtesy runner. We saw her back on in the first, and that will do it here. But we move on to the bottom of the fourth inning. Lady Eagles strike for a run on a Kate Prairie RBI single, and we move to the bottom of the fourth when we return. Back we go, bottom of the fourth. Josie Vidrine will lead things off. It is 1-2-3 for the Lady Panthers. Vidrine, Fontenot, and Jolie West. They'll try to get back the one run that the Lady Eagles were able to scratch across in the in the top of the fourth. Kenzie Lyles reaches on the base hit, and the error got her to second base. She made her way to third on the ground ball, and then the Kate Prairie base hit scored the run. That one swung on and missed there. There are no outs here. We'll get that cleared off for you, but it is 1-0. We play bottom of the fourth. In this one, Lady Panthers doing battle. Doug Gant alongside of Nick Morrow. Don't forget, coming up at 7 o'clock, that's about 22 minutes. KP Miles, Marshall Leffler, Roy Lang will talk baseball around the state of Louisiana. And those brackets came out today, so everybody knows where they're going. That one lifted foul, backing out of play, and a ball and 2 strikes. So we told you the last time we were here the story about that Guillory's. I guess it's a meat market that's just right up the road here And sign is broke out front, and that's the kind you say, you know what? They're too busy in there cooking to worry about that. That's the one. If you're in a small town like Pine Prairie and you find a meat market like that, get inside. We had crawfish boudin there. That one up the middle, and that is going to be the first base hit of the game for Pine Prairie, and Josie Vidrine has it. And that is the runner at first. Take a look at that again, and there you see Shelton. We'll try to see if we can't back that up a little bit more and let you see that one. We'll look at that after the break, but that is going to send Sydney Fontenot to the plate. Fontenot, the center fielder. Let's see if we have that base hit for you. No, we'll get back to it. Fontenot, who is 0 for 1 on the day, as most of the folks were. That was the first base hit. That one is bunted down and going to be gathered in foul, and they'll toss it back over to Methvin. But you can tell you got the top of your lineup in a hard-hitting part of it, and as you would expect, they're battling just to tie this thing back up and get that one run. And who knows? You put the ball on the ground in the bunt situation like that, a lot of stuff can happen. Off and stealing now, and I think that Kate slipped coming out of the chute, and we'll watch behind the plate as she slips just a little bit trying to get up, and that's what it is. We've seen Prairie throw a lot of runners out, but going to be unable to do so when that dirt area and that plate is pretty slick back there. But now Vidrine in at second base. Josie thought about going again. And there you see Josie Vidrine getting an eye on what's going on over there. Two balls, one strike. That one fouled back as well. It's 2-2. As much contact as Methvin has thrown, I know that she would like to get the strikeout here, but you've got a tough out up there in Sydney Fontenot. Fontenot can swing it as good as anybody. That's why she's sitting in the 2 spot here. Pine Prairie would just like to get something on the ground and get Vidrine over to third. That one up and away, and that runs the count full here. So when you give up the run like Pine Prairie did, you want to come back in and get that run back here. That run is out at second, or over at second base. I keep saying out at second base. She's not out at all, but you get what I mean. That one is poked foul and down the line. Just unable to really get in there on it, and you'll see it go just down the line. It goes. And they'll repeat the full count offering. Good job by Fontenot to spoil that pitch. Watch Methvin maybe to come change up here. Just a low fastball that misses down and out of the zone, and now you've got runners at first and second, so trouble brewing here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, as it's going to bring the pitcher, senior Jolie West, to the plate. You look in at Jolie, she'd like to get the runs back. The run back that she gave up. Methvin fires around. The bunt is laid down, went off of the catch of Prairie. So there's a good fastball from Methvin that got through the bunt. You see, again, your 3-hole hitting senior, and you're asking her to lay the bunt down here. That shows you how valuable those runs are. If you can come across and get something back, get that run back here in the bottom of the 4th. Swung through a good high fastball, and that's 0-2. That's what you expect out of the senior West, is that ripping away. She just missed that high fastball. Good pitch. And this is as good of a senior-senior matchup as you'll find. 0-2. Possible change-up, a little drop ball cutter. She can throw a lot of things here. That one just up and out and going off. A little bit of a delayed steal, and that one is chunked into the outfield. Going to come in and score, and just took the run right back is what they did. You'll see this throw down gets away from Lyles, gets into the outfield, and you will see Josie Vidrine. Chaos on the bases is what that is, and that ties things up here at, give her ball at 1-1. And Coach Turney is going to come out, and he's asking for a little bit of interference, and they'll go in and see that. And that could be the only thing that I could see that he's asking about is, was there interference on the batter on that throw? And that's what you see him looking at here. And no call, so they're going to call it. Going over to talk to Coach Hebert, too, on this, which is strange. Normally, you only see them go over and talk to the opposing coach if they're about to change that and put the runner back on. But they wouldn't. The runner would be out. And they're still discussing this. It's in that spot that we can't see it. But things getting rather loud over there. We'll take the ear headset off and give a listen. And it looks like they're going to call the batter out and not have the run. And you see that West is not happy about that at all. Nobody is. They take this run off the board, which it looks like that's what's going to happen. It looks like that's what's going to happen on this one. And if that's the case, that's what they're looking at, it appears to me, and what Coach Brad Turney was arguing is that, hey, the interference on the batter on the throw, that's going to make the runner out that was coming in. And that should send the runner from second back to first if that's the case. So that would be the only thing that they're suggesting, is that she got back out of the box and out of the way. If she stands in the box, it is no interference at all. But if you make a move out of it, then it is. And that's what West is adding, is that, hey, this is my box and I was in here. And Coach Brad stepped in pretty quick and said, no, that's not what happened at all. And they're continuing these discussions. And, boy, I wish we had a camera over there on that side of it. But I'm going to tell you, Coach Hebert is not pleased with this at all. Coach Alicia is they take this run off that they manufactured in there. And look, they're not going to sit there and discuss it that long if they're not taking the run off the board. And so that's what's going to be the call. That's the only reason. And they'll continue talking about it a little while until they're just tired of talking about it, because they're not going to change. Once they've made that this was an out, they're not going to overturn a call, because then you just lose every bit of credibility that you had on the call that got overturned. You ask for help and get the help and overturn it. But, boy, mark that down here in the bottom of the fourth. What a pivotal time it is. We're keeping the run on the board until it is there no more. But what you'll see is the runner that is at second base who moved up, that is Fontenot. She will go back to first on the same interference. And West, I don't think West will be assessed the out here. But just hold on there and we'll see how this thing shakes out. But I promise you, this long of a discussion with Coach Alicia is not happening because the run has scored. They're not going to keep discussing things. If the run is scored, they would be on the other side talking about this one. So mark this down at 6:48 on your Tuesday night. 12 minutes away from the baseball show, by the way. Log in there, listen to Marshall Leffler and KP Miles and Roy Lang as they talk about all the baseball brackets. Home plate umpires through talking about it, and they'll come out and visit a little bit more. And boy, you hate to see a game that has been played and running so smoothly go down in a lull like this. But when you're fighting on the last day of the season for playoff positioning and a home game versus an away game versus this is going to really change the structure of this, and this is moving, and they're going to end up getting close to throwing a fan out as well. And Alicia is back telling her fans to hold quiet, and that's not how they're going to do it. And I applaud that from her. We'll go back and catch that on the instant replay if we have it. Let's see. Goodness gracious. I'm going to slow that down a little bit more, and I probably shouldn't, but we're going to look at it one more time here and watch. Never moves out of the box at all, so they're absolutely correct. And there's a good look at what's going on there. And I think Pine Prairie's got the better of this argument because she did not move at all out of the box. You saw that on the replay. And we'll see how they sort it out. They're calling West out for the interference is what they're doing. And they're going to – Coach Alicia may not be finishing this game because West has been called out erroneously. And now they're going to talk about it again to figure out what the exact call on this one is. So you're probably going to see the run. If they're calling the batter out, then the runner should go back to third because you can't have interference and allow the run to score. So I would think you would reset the bases. And again, I'm skewed in this one in the book. But if they send the runner back or, heaven forbid, award 2 outs on here, but Coach Hebert is going, and she is going after something, and it may be that she's going to get her phone. This game is going to be held up momentarily. Crowd not pleased with it at all here. So what's in question is this play, and let's go back to it one more time, and we'll try to. Yeah, let's go back and watch that one more time. You see it. Let me see if I can back that up just a little bit for you. I don't know that we can even and have it, but needless to say, it's a bang-bang play, I know, but they're going to get a phone and they're going to call, it looks like, and get a clarification on this. Look, so if there is he's reading the rule book, it appears to me, that Coach Hebert, and this would be as strange as anything if, in fact, he goes to the rule book here. And so again, you hear the discussion out here in the outfield. She didn't move. We saw that she did not move out of the box, and we'll see if we can stop that for you really quick. Let's pause. You can see right there, it's still shot on our screen, and West doesn't move. As a matter of fact, she drops her hands down, anticipating if she is going to get hit with it, and we'll advance it just a little bit. She never moved on it. But anyway, enough of that. Now it's back to the interpretation of it, of what they're doing, and it looked almost like she was taking a charge when she stood, but she never moved at all. But now it comes out of who they're going to call out in this situation. West has already been called out. She's in the dugout, and you see her actually in the dugout leaning there, wondering if she's going to come back. But it appears they were taking the run off and calling the out. And Coach Brad Turney is going to bring his Lady Eagles in during all of this. I'm telling you, day 57 here of the regular season has been an interesting one. It's 1-1 on the scoreboard. We'll see what takes place, whether that run stays on there or not. Jolie West, who was the hitter, is out for interference was the call on here. And they've got an umpire in chief that's out there, we believe. I'm not sure who this gentleman is, but again, the guys on the field, this is going to really undermine just about anything else that goes on for the 5th, 6th, and 7th and beyond in this one. And look, ultimately you want to get this right. But, and look, don't get me wrong. There is a shortage of umpires in this situation. And Principal Gatlin has made his way out on the field now just to observe. And that's an interesting observation there as he makes his way in just to listen. And look, I'm telling you, when it comes to playoff positioning and seeding, this is as important and as vital of a situation as interesting of a situation as we have seen. Principal Gatlin has made his way out onto the field, just kind of listening in on what's going on.
Maybe need to go over there so he don't try to bulldog it. I step on the field too.
And sorting things out here. And, well, you see Coach Hebert visibly shaken because this is the kind of a game. But I'm telling you, if you've got to, and I don't know that I've ever seen an official read the rule book during a game either. And look, as I was telling you, look, these guys, you just want them to get it right. In a situation like this, you just want the call gotten correct in this. And so take whatever means necessary, but get it correct. The enforcement of it now, this is not changing the interference call on here at all, but this is the enforcement of what it is. What I'm afraid is happening is that they're wanting to give the out to the batter and send the runners back as well. If they're not going to call the runner out at third also, boy, that would certainly, and I don't know what. What necessarily that they're working out, but no matter what in this, there's going to be half a fan base that is going to be livid in this one. It's a matter of does the run score or not? Does the runner go back to third? So the call, if the home plate umpire, Coach Turney goes out and talks to the home plate umpire in this one. Home plate umpire goes out to the field. The obstruction is called. The interference is called on the throwdown from Prairie to third base that got Vidrine, that was going after Vidrine on the steal of second to third. You had a runner. You had Fontenot at first. Josie Vidrine was at second. She takes off stealing third. The throwdown is there. And look, Jolie West is back out onto the field with her batting helmet and her bat. She's thinking that maybe she's going to get to go back and bat again. And look, guys, I tell you, this is a lonely spot for an umpire because, again, they're so understaffed as it is and underpaid. And I get all of these things, and I do appreciate them going to the book to figure this out because this is not the moment in the game, the inning, the season that you want to get one incorrect in a game like this between these two teams, between anybody for that matter. They continue to discuss things there, but Coach Alicia is not going to go anywhere. And what I think is going to happen is I don't know what's going to happen in this. Because if you're Coach Alicia, as soon as you get the resolution that you're looking for, which is the batter back in, the run to score, or even the out and the runner to score, you quit talking about it and go on. And I think she would be okay if she could get that run to stay there. But for this long of a continued discussion, and look, West is back out with a helmet and a bat, which is strange because she had went off a little bit earlier. And they are going to send Fontenot back to second. Vidrine, no, West is out. And I'll have to keep an eye in Game Changer and see if that run scores. Or maybe I can get Nick to look on to walk around and look on the scoreboard and see what they did with that run. But we'll get back to action here. And they're going to call the out, and so West is out. And look, she's still not done with it just yet. And this is one of those that I think you argue your point until you can't argue it anymore. You see Park and Albanian there. She and Sawyer throwing fake warm-up here between these two. And now, and look, that's how rough is that on Sawyer? She jumps up and gets the fake high throw. Boy, that's just tough. They get the fake ball thrown back in, and they have taken the run off the board. So, and let's see. So there is the out. The run is off the board, and Briley Fontenot will stand in, ready to go to work. And should be 2 outs if they've called the batter out. That one is up. Nope, they put the runner back on and safe. And I'm going to tell you, that was never going to be called out. So they had runners at first and second. Josie was back on at second, so that's why there wasn't an out. And now we're all back to where we were, though, with Jolie West out. So 1-0. Menard leads this. Runners at second and third, and 1 out as Briley Fontenot takes the strike there. And needless to say, we're back in the action here. Fontenot hits that one off of the pole, bangs around, and it's back the other direction. And Briley, who has been just such an impressive freshman, has an opportunity to change things around in a hurry. That's lifted high. Going to stay on the infield. Infield is not an infield fly because there was no force. Runners had moved up prior to that, but that is going to be the second out as Briley Fontenot pops up. And look, I can tell you this is not going to be over. So you go back to that earlier play. The interference was called, and that made Jolie West out at home. It put the runners back to first and second. They have since moved up to second and third. And we'll get, you see the two base runners there, Fontenot and Vidring. Swung on and missed and up and out of the zone, but Ortego is there swinging at that one for strike one. Runners have moved up 60 feet. They're at second and third here. All of this to say that we are in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 1-0. Lady Eagles lead this one. Methvin, after a long delay, rocks back and fires. That one is hammered out to the gap. It is going to drop. One run is in. Another one coming around to score, and that is a 2 RBI single. Let's take a look at it again. Well, that one goes back a little bit further than what we wanted to go with it. So hopefully that'll catch back up. Dadgummit. That's not the one that we wanted, so let's quickly get out of that. And so that one the other way, and it's foul, they call it. So that'll put the runner back at second base. And let's get those runs on the board for the Lady Panthers, and there it is.
Now you're ready, batter. Now you're ready. Get serious.
Up and out of there, that one goes.
That's what I'm talking about. Turn the key. You gotta turn the key. Put the key. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right there. Come around the other side. And I'm gonna put it here.
2 balls and a strike. Here, 2 down in this one. Mess with the catchers there. Ortego with that big 2-run double. Swung on and missed. And swinging at that one is Messer. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Pine Prairie takes the lead. The only casualty in this one was West. And, of course, they had an out, and that does change things up.
Leave the pitcher's hand and give it a ride.
Swung on and missed. It was dropped, so they'll go down to first. Quickly, they'll just tag her up, and that will do it. So the strikeout ends. It's Sabine State Bank strikeout gets us out of it, but not before the big Ortego 2-run single. The double, the second base was on the throw, but we move to the top of the fifth, and it is 2-1. Pine Prairie leads this one when we come back.
Three up, three down, girl.
We move back to the top of the fifth now. We've got it all there. 2-1, Pine Prairie leads this one. Huge turn of events in that fourth inning. 1 run in the top of the fourth, 2 runs in the bottom of the fourth, and due up for the Lady Eagles, Drago, Methvin, and Albania. 7, 8, 9. You get a good look inside. That is Bell Drago that'll lead things off. Sun's starting to make its way down a little bit. Don't quite have the lights taken over just yet. And Bell Drago will lead things off in the top of the fifth. I think that fourth inning took about as long as the entire game had taken. West now, after a long break, throws that one in there, strike one. So West was the one that was called out on the obstruction. And now making her way back out after her team got her a couple of runs or to go. The two RBI single that scored Vidrine and Fontenot. And that gets us 2-1 where we're at. Prairie has the RBI for the Lady Eagles. That's 2-1. We play top of the fifth. Again, I'm Doug Gann with 446 Sports, the Pelican Softball Report. Our 9 o'clock live may be pushed back a little bit now, as this one is rolling right along. We'll try to get on there for you. We've got a couple of guests scheduled for this evening. We'll talk about this game tonight, most definitely. That one misses low. And 2 balls and a strike. Well, if you're Jolie West, what you want to do here in this after you come back and get a couple of runs is come out and get a clean inning. Get your offense back and going. They seem to hit Methvin pretty well in that last inning. Jolie Roxback fires a changeup, and it's low and bounces up before it gets to the plate. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 offering coming up here, top of the fifth we play. NDI Heating and Cooling Game of the Week. That one right down the pipe, was taking all the way on that one, and it is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. West has had difficulty getting the leadoff hitter today in this one through the first 4 innings. See what she's able to do in the fifth. Change up misses, and it is away for ball 4. And a good take by Drago will get her on to first base. That one, we have seen West throw that for a strikeout pitch a couple of times today. And that is going to get, and again, that's a runner on first. The leadoff runner, I think, has reached in all 4 innings here. Of course, he did last inning and came around to score the run. This is Kaylee Methvin, off and going and saying left early. She's going to be out. Umpire called at home, said that she left early.
Hey, she left early.
Somebody was shouting that she left early, and that's what I thought it was home plate that was saying that. I thought it was the official behind the plate that made that call. And he's going to go out and talk to his buddy. But quickly, Coach Alicia went out there, and I don't know that we had that shot on it at all. More than likely we didn't. Nope. All we go back is to where she was. But right now, Drago is at second base. But they were shouting she left early right away, and that call is not made. So that's got Drago at second base. And I think that might be just genuinely called each and every time. Kind of like the check swing by the hitter, but this is Kaylee Methvin that will step in. 0-1 to the senior pitcher, trying to get that equalizing run back. She gave up 2 runs in that last inning after her teammates had gotten her one in the top of the 4th, but we play top of the 5th here from Pine Prairie, Louisiana. Sun's starting to finally make its way down a little bit. It'll be behind those trees beyond the football field momentarily. That one rolls around, and probably thinking better of that was Drago. And there's Methvin that makes her way back in. Senior headed to Millsaps, where she'll play her college softball. She, of course, was a member of that state championship runners-up basketball team. Up and out of the zone, 2 balls and a strike. She and Sawyer Shelton, the 2 seniors, were part of that basketball team. Kylie Mott was there as well, so 3 members of it. I think that's the only 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Methvin. Methvin just green lighted on this one. This is a hitter's pitch, no doubt. If West tries to throw that fastball in there, you know that Methvin's trying to turn on it. Takes an inside strike, and that evens things up, and even got a moan out of the crowd up here that's fully Pine Prairie. West now with an opportunity to get Methvin following a 3-1 offering that Methvin takes. It's not the one you wanted. Live to fight another day. There's that changeup. Misses on the inside, and that is ball 4. And you'll see her rock back and deliver this one here. That froze Kaylee. Ball 4 it is, and runners will be at first and second for Parker and Albanian, and that will signal that Sawyer Shelton, the top of the order, is on deck. Boy, this game, after being played brilliantly for 3 innings, has screeched to a halt here in the second 3 innings. We play in the top of the 5th. Coach Brad giving his signals in, and you got to think that and both teams are going to talk about this, because I got to believe the only signal you're signaling here to Albanian is to get this bunt down and lay it down and move your runners to second and third for Shelton. And now they're going to run. He'll be gone. Nope. Confined him to the... I just got him back in. They didn't run him. But they're looking at the scoreboard. Three balls, 2 strikes here. Correction, this is Parker that's up, so we'll clear that. But yeah, it was a full count. It was 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's no doubt about it. Parker should be bunting in this. And look, if she goes right back to West, she'll glove it and probably have an opportunity to go to third. Squaring around, that one is fouled back. And look, you're going to get straight heat from Jolie West right here. She is going to bring the fastball. And I would look, if you're 7, you elevate a little bit too. You want to get that bunt popped up in the air. So the run... They have let Drago go to third, and they're not calling it a foul ball. So that is going to be just saying he didn't touch it. And so now you've got runners at first and third, and expect Methvin to be off and running. That one fouled back unless it's not. Nothing in 2. It's a good look inside at Parker. West will fire this one. That changeup, it is lifted to shortstop, firing back across the diamond, or looking to get the double play and unable to do so, but just good work. And you'll see now Albanian pop this to Vidrine. Vidrine just fires, doesn't even think about the runner at third, just fired it over there. But now there is one down here for the top of the order. And Sawyer Shelton, who has already tripled on the day, will stand in there. You get a good look at the senior center fielder, Sawyer Shelton.
Get ready, girls. Sit the face straight up.
Anything on the ground will more than likely score Nalbanian from third. Sawyer, a slap hitter, and will just go and try to put the ball somewhere on the ground. And again, if you're Jolie West, you just keep hammering that fastball up in the zone and make them try to chase that slap or the bunt or whatever is the case. West now rocks back and delivers. That one right there slapped out in, and it's going to hit the gap. One run is around to score. Kaylee Methvin will hold up at third, and that is a double now for Sawyer Shelton. And Sawyer just doing a tremendous job. We'll take a look at it one more time and just watch Sawyer slap that one over, and it's exactly what she has been known to do throughout her entire career at Menard. You see her clapping it up there. Runners at second and third, and we are knotted at 2 in this one. And they'll bring in the infield and talk about it just a little bit. Again, let's take a look at it one more time. And you'll see her just go with that pitch inside out, slaps that between Markle and Fontenot in left and center, respectively. They get it back in, but Shelton pleased with the double there. And back to work we go here. Now runners at second and third, and Emma Davis will step in. Your pitcher is at third. No courtesy runner for Methvin, and that shows you how important that is. That represents the go-ahead run in this one. Emma Davis on the day, 0 for 2. Shelton, 2 for 3 with an RBI, a triple, and a double. Jolie will step back in. 2-2 we play. Squaring around for the bunt, nobody going anywhere. Methvin won't get off of third at all. And there you get a look at Shelton and Kaylee Methvin, the two seniors, trying to keep things going here for their Lady Eagles. It's the big one. Boy, after 3 innings, they're just scrapping at each other. There's that changeup that drifts back inside, and it is 2 balls and no strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs for Holy Savior Menard, 2 runs for Pine Prairie. 1 out here. Well, this would be Nick Magnano's favorite if you can get a couple of strikes and another out here. Anyway, I digress. 2 balls, no strikes to Emma Davis. Emma lifts that one high. That will say Markle's going to grab it, and they're going to have a play at the plate. No, they cut it off and trying to get Shelton. She's in a rundown, but the run does score. Ball is on the ground, and they're calling safe. So the ball came out, and that's what the folks on that side don't see. But the ball did come out, and we'll take a look at it one more time. That shot lifted high. The ball is caught. And then coming up, and they cut the throw here, trying to get Shelton back at third base, and we saw just the run come home. But you'll see the ball come out right there as you see George grasping around for it. But that is the second out. The runner is just at second, so Sawyer doesn't go anywhere on that, and the run does come across. Methvin scores on just a loud, entertaining sac fly. Kenzie Lyles steps in. Watches that one. The runner is off, and that one is going to get across, and they hold it up. Good work to save that one. That was Vidrine diving in to catch that and to keep it going, but that does put Shelton over at third base. Let me tell you, there is a lot going on in this ball game here in the last inning and a half. And it's getting loud on the side. So her back heel is what they're saying, is that she got off the back. Her back heel is on it. This thing, and I don't know that you're going to get many other calls the rest of the way in this one, but not having thrown anybody out, they're just absorbing that. And that one is lifted from Davis down the line and foul. Stays inside on that changeup and turns it around, but just out in front of it. If you're just joining us, wow, you've missed an interesting inning and a half here. West trying to get out of trouble here, surrender a couple of runs to give the lead back to the Lady Eagles. That one off the plate and misses there. There you get a good look at Kinsey in the box. She and Messer, the ones there at the plate, and Jolie West set to deliver. Swung on, good-looking fastball that Lyles throws right through, and that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes is what we have. Sawyer Shelton is the runner at third. That one is fouled straight back. Boy, and Nick and I were sitting here talking about how this one was just rolling along, no score through 3. Lady Eagles put one up, and, boy, then the chaos ensued. That one pulled down the line, ripped there, and that's going to be a base hit that scores Shelton. And Kenzie Lyles continues just to hammer away at it. Let's take a look back at it. Watch her rip this one just down the line. She had been in front of a couple of those changeups, but that is an RBI single for Kenzie Lyles. And she'll make her way to first base. Good piece of 2-strike hitting. That will get Addie Wright. Addie Wright will come to the plate. Wright 0 for 2 on the day. Kenzie Lyles now 1 for 3 with an RBI. And it's 4-2. That one fouled back and into that netting behind home. Strike one it is. Lady Eagles looking to win a game and move up some, and we might delay our show tonight and do one overnight or in the morning, as we're not sure how long we'll be here. There's a throw down. It's delayed. Got to be careful of throwing that one after you drop it and look for it. With a runner the speed of Lyles, you got to be careful with that. It's a ball and a strike. But I like Messer and her aggressiveness to go down there and get that. Both of these catchers have played really well tonight. Ball and a strike, 2 down. Runner at second base is Kenzie Lyles. Right at the plate, Jolie West there in the circle. That one kind of punched foul, and there you go. Coach Brad making a play on there. We saw him. I know we got it on film. See, he's just checking to make sure that we've got an eye on things, and we definitely do. We only happen to show the ones that he booted last year, but he's been working in the offseason some, so good work by Coach Brad Turney. Ball and 2 strikes here to Eddie Wright. Fouls that one back, and you get a look over at Quick Hands Turney there. Played a little pro ball in his time, and he's coached a lot of baseball. And over here last year, first-year coach, led the Lady Eagles to that state championship that they had, and looking to have these Lady Eagles poised back to it. West rocks back and fires this one. It is again lifted foul and a ball and 2 strikes.
Ain't nothing falls in front of y'all. Lay out.
Here we go. We'll do the 1-2 once again. Is that good changeup that is there and down on strikes? That is a Sabine State Bank strikeout, and that will do it for the inning. Let's see if we have that one. I don't know. We may have waited just a bit too long. Yep. But we'll have that up and posted for you as well. That's a good-looking pitch. And Jolie, you see it with the little bat flip or the little ball flip to get us out of here. We'll be back. Back here we go in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-2. Lady Eagles lead this one in what has been as interesting of a couple innings as I think you will ever find. And the Lady Eagles lead it. Bird, George, and Markle. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Lady Panthers in this one. That fastball finds itself out of the zone, and it's ball number 1. Callie Bird steps in from the left side. Hammers that one over into George on deck, and ouch. Ouch, that'll get you. Turns around, she's okay. May have hit that wall beside her, because if that ball hit her, she would have felt it a little more now. But needless to say, that evens things up. Had a ball and a strike. That one the same way and just taking target practice over there. Be careful. Be careful on deck. Ouch. And that's what happens when you got a fastball pitcher and a slap hitter from the left side. And look, they've taken George and put her on the other side, and that's probably a smart move. You see her on the other side of it, and that slap hitting and late hitting does that. It's a ball and 2 strikes. That one fouled off of Bird. Oh, a good thing that wall jumps out like it did. That was just Bird. Like there was a target on that wall, and she was aiming at it. She wasn't. Thankfully, that on-deck circle was up and out of the way, and George was able to stay away from getting hit with that, because that was 2 hard shots over there. I'll tell you, we talked to Coach Alicia about George, and she is just that kind of player. Comes from a long history of good softball players that have made their way through, good athletes through this school, and just says the most about her. There's a play to third across the diamond, and that will be out number 1. Good work by Lyles to gather this in at third base. And across she goes. And back to work we go here. One down in the bottom of the fifth we play. It will be the aforementioned Anaya George that steps in. One down. That one popped away and foul and backing out of play. Boy, and I was looking at the screen, and I thought that was the pause button. I said, wait a minute, how did this game get paused? But it's the backside of the two banners that are hanging on the field. I thought that was the pause button that was on right there, and in fact, it's not. That's the two banners. That one lifted, fouling over to third, and Kinsey had a shot at it, unable to get there to it. And watch this one just get popped over to the right side. Kinsey Lyles gives chase, unable to get to it, and that is an 0-2 count. And back to live action we go. Appreciate the folks sending us pictures and photos and updates of the day. We'll get to it when we get home tonight. Swung on and missed, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. And that is 2 outs here. So you go by and you pick up a couple of runs. That's certainly what you want to do. We may end up pushing back our 9 o'clock show tonight. It may be one of those that doesn't happen this evening, although it might be late, 11 o'clock or so before we get on. We will get on sometime tonight and talk a little bit of softball. That one swung on and missed there. That one in there for the strike. And so we headed to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Is that what we've got here? Having to catch folks up on our we're not going to make the 9 o'clock live. That one is ground, bangs in foul, and double hops there.
You're the ball, baby. You can do it. You can do it, number 3.
That one lifted, fouling down the line.
You can do it a little later. Give it a lick. Hold it back tight.
Down on strike she goes, and that will retire the side. Let's let that one take us to the break here as we will head to the top of the 6th inning. Sabine State Bank strikeout does take us to the top of the 6th. We are back after this. Back we go, the top of the sixth. Lady Eagles lead this one 2-1 to 4-2. What was I thinking? 4-2. Those of you looking for our 9 o'clock show tonight, I don't think that that's going to happen. Stay tuned. Hit the follow button, the subscribe button, because sometime during tonight we're going to go live and we're going to talk about it. It might be midnight, might be 1 o'clock. I don't know when it's going to be, but we'll get some information and some updates as Jolie West finishes up her warm-up tosses. This getting out of this game is going to have us. This was a 5:30 start. We're a little over 2 hours. And I think we did the ultimate jinx in there and saying, oh, man, this game's rolling right along. And then, in effect, it didn't.
Y'all ready to rumble? Let's do it. Talk 'em. Got it. Let's go. Infield, outfield.
And that will get the Lady Eagles back up to the plate. West rocks back and delivers this one, misses low and bounces around, and that's ball one.
Take your time, little number 7. Take your time.
Jolie West in the circle has thrown a pretty good game on here. She has 6 strikeouts on the night, has allowed 3 earned runs, back out for her 6th inning of work. That one up and out of the zone, ball 2. And that is pitch number 94 thrown by Jolie West tonight. West, 94 pitches. Just to look at the other side of it, Methvin has thrown just 74. So 20 pitches difference on there. 4 strikeouts, had a lot of ground balls. The 2 runs, both earned. And West will rock back and fire here. Swung on a 2-0 fastball that was up and out of there, and then that is strike 1 to Kate Prairie. Prairie, the catcher, she has an RBI in this one.
Fired up infield, outfield.
Throws that changeup, hangs on to it a little while, and that is a 3-ball and 1 strike count.
Hey, Parker, I came to cheer y'all on. Let's play ball, girls. Good draw, baby.
Diving for it back behind the plate was Messer.
Blacking out your radio station, but it's all right, baby. Elvis is the king of rock and roll. Don't ever forget that.
Back to work we go here, and tremendous play effort back behind the dish, and that even so that fills things up at 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Lady Eagles catcher Kate Prairie. Prairie certainly respecting game back there on that hustle play by Messer. She was unable to grab it. West rocks back, delivers the full count offering. Changeup is pulled over there and gloved. Good looking work. And let's take a look back at that one more time, as it's just a shot over to shortstop.
Hey, 15.
Grabbing that and doing such tremendous work out at shortstop as she always does. That is Ortego that has made her way over, so I think she and now let's see where that's an out, needless to say. It's a good glove play over there by Ortego. That one up and out of the zone, ball 1. So 1 down here. Let's see if we've got a couple of adjustments. That's definitely Ortego that went to, is that Vidrine that moved to 3rd? I'll have to look around because I don't see her out there getting loose and throwing. She's not behind the dish. one rolls around. Messer will get up and grab that one and get it back in. Have to check because that's a little bit of a difference over there. That's Messer. So it is. Josie went behind the dish on there. I thought the mannerisms were similar to something that we would see from Josie. And it is. So Josie Vidrine back behind the dish. That one is hammered. Caught over there in left field. Markle with a tremendous looking grab there. And let's take a look back at that one. It might take it a second to get there. But you'll see this ball from Prairie that just gets driven out to left field coming up. While we were figuring things out, that's what delayed this. And we'll leave it here with you. That one is hammered. And get you back here. And we're going to fix something real quick on our screen. That one up and out of the zone. 2 down here. Ball and no strikes into Bell Drago. Drago 0-1 on the day. Swung on and missed through that one, and that's a ball into strike.
Hey, cousin, get ready.
We play bottom of the 6th, 4-2. Actually, no, we're in the top of the 6th is where we're at. Boy, I've lost all train of thought here. Up and out of the zone. 2 balls and a strike. West, 104 pitches on the night. She is just getting after it this evening. She's thrown about 30 pitches more than Methvin has. Just to give you an idea on the strikeouts versus ground out field play outs. Swung on and missed, and down on strike 2. That is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eventually, I'm going to call a game correctly. Don't worry. It has been a long school year. We started football back in August. Through basketball and a few championships along the way. And here we are on the final day of the regular season in softball. Baseball ended a day ago. Brackets came out today. Where's your favorite team going? Have you taken a look at the brackets? Head on over to LHSAA.com and you can check all of that out. Here it is 3-2. Also, we'll have our bracket show tomorrow night. You'll be able to see that. West rocks back, delivers this, and it is fouled back off the netting, and we'll come back in. Vidrine catches it, can't get it off the net, though. Boy, that would change the game a lot if you could play it off the netting that was up there. I think these schools would put nets all around the field. If you could do that, then you could cost yourself too. Maybe we'll scrap that idea to a later day. Mercifully for you guys, we will. Swung on and missed, and that's a Savannah State Bank strikeout. And down on strike she goes. We will move to the bottom of the 6th inning. And you see that swinging strike there for strikeout number 7 on the night from Jolie West. We'll be back right after this. Back to work we go here in the bottom of the sixth. Top of the lineup, due of Josie Vidrine, Sydney Fontenot, and Jolie West. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Methvin rocks back and fires that one. It is fouled down the line over there where the King of the Hill folks are hanging out. That's, if you've seen that show, you get a good look at our crew that's over there. They've never met a fence they didn't like, I promise you that. Guys, I say it with much love.
Hold your back tight, don't twist.
Methvin, 0-1. Rocks back, delivers this one, misses down low and evens things up at a ball and a strike. Nearing 8 o'clock on your... Well, I'm glad we looked it down. We had plenty of time. We had this till 9:20. Hopefully it won't go that long, but you never know. That one down the line, giving chase and going to be foul. And that's a ball and 2 strikes. So Vidrine, who has moved to catcher, makes her way back over and pushes that one down the line. That good fastball. This is one you got to be careful throwing that changeup here. What that does is speed Vidrine's bat up just a little bit, and that's why I never liked throwing the changeup in this one. Maybe that high fastball. And that was it. It was a ground ball that's going to make it all the way out to center field, and Shelton has that one. And Josie Vidrine is on with a leadoff single here. And watch her just drive this one right back up the middle she goes. Good piece of hitting. Pulls that one, turns the bat over, and gets it out to Shelton. And that is a leadoff single. Good piece of 2-strike hitting.
Good hit, little lady. Hey, we fired up.
Sydney Fontenot will step in. Vidrine now 2 for 3 on the day. Off to steal this one. Boy, and that hit and run was on. But I think, do you see the speed of Josie Vidrine back there? My goodness.
Hey, Sidney, it's your Uncle Gary. Give me a lick.
That one twisted foul as well. And just watch. Well, that's 0-2. They are trying to get something going. Anything to the fence in the gap will get Vidrine home. You know that. She's going to be off and heading towards second base as well. There she goes, and that is a good piece of hit and run. 3 straight shots at it, and that is going to hold Josie up at second base. There you see Josie. But just a tremendous piece of hitting there by Sid. Sydney Fontenot gets that one to center fielder, and she has it. And quickly runners at first and second, bottom of the sixth. Nobody out for the big hitting Jolie West, who will try to get herself a couple of runs back. If you're Pine Prairie, you just want to find a way to scratch away 3 of them here and get back where you can come out in the 7th and shut the Lady Eagles down and get out of here with a win. Wasn't this where all of the hoo-ha started a couple of innings ago with Vidrine at second and West at Fontenot at third? I'd say it is. Expect Vidrine to be off and going again. Pitch is there, ground over towards first. Good glove at it there by Ledette, who knocks that one down. Watch this smash that goes over towards first base. Ledette backhands it, finds the bag, and gets on there. And that is out number 1, but you do advance the runners. Good piece of hitting, good field, good everything in there. That's exactly what you wanted to happen. And that is going to bring the hard-hitting freshman, Riley Fontenot, to the plate. And Coach Turney is going to go out there and visit with her and say, hey, this might be one of those cases. But now Ortego 1 for 2 behind her. I don't think you walk the freshman here, but I don't know. Try to set the force up. That way you can get an out on a ground ball at home. But if you do that, all All Ortego did her last time was slap one to the fence for a double and score a couple of runs. So both RBI are off the bat. Ortego, she plays well when we're here. She was our LV5K player of the game earlier on. Coach Brad turns and goes back after trying to figure out what they were going to do. You see the left side of the infield get back. That's Lyles and Davis. Runners at second and third. We'll take a look back at, there you see Fontenot at second base, Vidrine there. They both have the 2 runs earlier that scored, and this is Briley Fontenot who can, I'm telling you, can flat hammer the softball. Fastball pitcher, fastball hitter. Here we go. Fontenot 0 for 2 on the day. That one up and out of the zone. That may be one of those that, hey, let's let her try to chase one. That was not a strike, in fact. It was a ball.
At number 1, work the ball in the pitcher's hand, and when it gets to your back, give it a lick. Give it a lick. Hey, catch it and lick it first.
Methvin now rocks back and fires here. That one fouled back behind there and evens things up at a ball and a strike. You're watching the NDI Heating and Cooling Game of the Week, and what a big one this is at. Big thanks out to NDI Heating and Cooling. They have been our Game of the Week sponsor all season long. They did basketball for us as well for all your heating and cooling and HVAC needs. 318-457-4107. They'll be working in Shreveport tomorrow, so don't call. I mean, you can call them tomorrow, but they won't be able to come and fix your system. They do a good job of repairing and cleaning and getting those things working without having to get a new system. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. You want a name that you can trust. NDI Heating and Cooling out of Alexandria. Swung on and missed, and that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ortego, who was 1 for 2, sits behind Fontenot. Would hit here, barring some unforeseen circumstances. Methvin delivers. That one poked out towards first base. Ledette's going to turn around and grab it. So she's made a couple of plays this inning. We'll turn and look at that one more time. As you see, she just tried to poke something and foul it off once again. But there's Ledette to gather that in, and now there are 2 strikes and out away from really getting out of this and wasting a big chance here. But Ella Ortego, 1 for 2, 2 RBI on the night, steps in. The young lady poised and ready to go there. You look at the runners on base.
Protect your plate, baby.
That one lifted high, going to stay on the infield. Methvin goes over and gets it herself, and that will retire the side. We'll take one more look at it, and this is a first pitch fly out to the pitcher. Methvin calling it right away, and you saw how high it went against that Pine Prairie sky. He get a couple of runners on, nobody out. Unable to get one across, and that will get us to the top of the 7th. 1 inning to go in the 2026 regular season. Menard leads this one 4-2 when we return. Back to work we go here. Big shout out to Sheriff Mark Wood and the Rapides Parish Sheriff's Department. The LV5K all are big supporters of what we do here at 446 Sports Trios in Alexandria. Go down and have lunch there on Versailles. Our good friends at Adams Pest Control up in Adams Pest Control, Wallace Eye Associates. You see them on our scoreboard. Sadler's Towing as well. Couldn't do any of this without any of you. Today's Dental as well. Check out our friends at Today's Dental. A lot of folks joining forces to put this together, and we certainly appreciate that. Leading things off in the top half of the seventh for the Lady Eagles, Kaylee Methvin will stand in. So it is Methvin, Albanian, and Sawyer Shelton due up here. And not sure what they've got, probably a mask or a chest guard fiasco. So we'll let them check that out. Getting a new helmet, it looks like, for Vidrine. Now we go back to work here, top of the seventh inning. We play. Kaylee Methvin set to lead things off. Methvin has, on the night, nothing for one. She walked and scored a run. She has also thrown 6 innings, struck out 4, and has thrown 89 pitches against a very good hitting Pine Prairie team. Takes that one inside for ball 1. Look at the other way. Methvin's thrown 89 pitches, and West is at 108 on the night as she starts her 7th inning of work. But look, she is used to throwing it. She's a catcher for a lot of the season and used to throwing it every single time. West rocks back and fires this one. Good fastball goes right by Methvin. That's what we've seen. I've been very impressed with the right arm of Jolie West. Change at catcher. Vidrine goes from shortstop behind the dish. Messer goes to third base, and Ortego, George to second, Ortego to shortstop. That one misses inside and low, so 2 balls and a strike. Boy, things have quieted down a little bit out here. It was spirited, to say the least, early on. Spirited, I tell you. The dash for Frash is underway. My goodness. Won't have our 9 o'clock show tonight because we will be en route back from Pine Prairie. Didn't know we were going to see a long one like this until Nick, announcer, jinxed us. That one lifted. Going to stay on the infield. Ortego calling everybody off. She'll have it, and that will be out number 1. That one stayed up in the air a long time. Watch this one off the bat of Methvin. Skies this one. You see it up above the lights. Will come all the way down into the glove of Ortego, and that's 1 up and 1 down. Again, our friends at Kai Fuego also on board with it. Big things just around the corner. We appreciate Sabine State Bank and Trust for sponsoring our Sabine State Bank Strikeout. They've done that in baseball, and that one up and away. Menard baseball, Ash baseball, Menard softball. They've done it. We appreciate all of that. And they are our jersey sponsors for the 2026 Rising Stars All-Star Softball game. There's still opportunities for you in that game. This is Nalbanian. Parker looks at that one go up and out of the zone. Shelton would be next. Shelton's 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. But Nalbanian hits here at 0 for 2. Nalbanian has been in right field tonight. That one lined foul. And it evens things up at a ball and a strike. One down, we play here in the top of the 7th. Took us about an hour to play the first 3 innings and an hour and a half to play the next 3. Rolls that one up, and that'll be ball 2. But it's just two teams that have been giving each other the best that they've got. It's been punch and counterpunch in this one. Lady Eagles lead it following a 3-run 5th inning. They lead it 4-2. Just 3 hits on the night. 7 hits in between the two teams. But the 2 errors, that one down the line, and that is going to be a fair ball. It's going to get around to the corner, and Parker is off and hustling, and she's going to have herself a double. And you'll watch her pull that one down the line, and away it goes. And now Banian in front of Shelton. Lady Eagles will want to try to add some insurance here, but this is where Jolie West has got to dig down deep, and this one find a way to get out of it. 4-2. Lady Eagles lead the Lady Panthers in a crucial matchup. West ducks in here. Rock back and fire, and Shelton runs through ball 1. I don't know with the 2-run lead that now Banian will be off and going. I do know that Coach Brad Turney likes to be aggressive in situations. We'll see if he's doing it here, if he's trying to let Sawyer get her 3rd hit of the day. Anything in the outfield will score now Banian. That one bounces around, and that's going to get her over to third base without a throw as that bounced away. Boy, you're looking at body language out there too, and I'm afraid that a base knock here or anything might deflate this Pine Prairie team. But boy, they're so resilient. Lady Eagles fired up at the front of the dugout. That one is going to bounce on the ground, and they're going to try. Play at home is not there. It's safe at first as Sawyer was flying down the line. Let's see if we can take a look at that in its entirety. We'll see. This ball from Sawyer's just pulled over to the near side, unable to glove it. Sawyer beats that throw and just in time to play at home. And Emma Davis will stand up. Good camera work once again by Nick. And that is run number 5 across. And Emma Davis now will step in. And this is one of those games that, well, if you're Jolie West, if there's a way to dig down inside, this is the spot. West rocks back and fires. That one is off the plate for ball 1. Davis on the day, 0 for 3. She does have an RBI. She struck out a couple of times in this one. Expect Shelton to be off and going pretty quickly. West will rock back and fire this one. That one up and out of the zone. And Sawyer content to stay there. Again, I don't think Coach Turney wants to run himself out of anything.
Give her a good target, catcher. You're in control, baby.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 down.
Come on, y'all get fired up.
That one lifted, going to stay on the infield, giving chase as Ortego, but that's going to get Sawyer back to first.
Good catch, 50.
And Ortego able to pull that down for out number 2. And that's an 0 for 3 night for Emma Davis. And Kenzie Lyles, who has an RBI to run scored, pulled that one down the line earlier, down the third base line. Jolie and company needing to keep it right here, give themselves an opportunity. down 3 here in the top of the 7th. Lady Eagles continuing to put the pressure on. That one is lifted high, but Fontenot's got it. She's giving chase and will secure that one for the final out of the inning. Lyles gave it a ride, but super center fielder Sydney Fontenot able to pull that one down as it goes. You see it high in the air making its way back, and Fontenot able to come in and grab that one, and that will retire the side. So Lady Eagles pick up a run in the top of the 7th. Messer, Bird, and George, all 3 0 for 2. But if you can get a little brewing there, get back to the top of the lineup, Lady Panthers have an opportunity. Kaylee Methvin and company looking to shut this down and maybe climb up a little bit in the rankings. We'll be back right after this. Back to action we go in the bottom of the 7th. Messer, Bird, and George due up here, 6, 7, 8. So you got to get some things strung together against Kaylee, who has just been solid on the afternoon. Kaylee Methvin, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Only 89 pitches thrown on the day. You see her rock back and fire this one up and out of the zone for ball 1. Messer's got to find a way to get on base. Kaylee doing everything she can to prevent that. You see Addie right there at second base. We enjoyed this evening here. We saw this game when the schedule came out. That one lifted, fouled back. When the schedule came out, we said, look, we're going to be there on the season finale here. Both of these teams we cover a lot during the season. Menard right there by the house, and Pine Prairie right up the road, not too far, and pretty good boot in.
Don't twist your bat, baby. Hold it tight. Give it a lick.
That one ground over to third base, bobbled around there by Lyles, and will get into the outfield for an error to lead things off, and that does put Messer on. And they tell you from day one, just find a way. That's what you want to do, and that's what Messer did. We'll get a look at her and see if they'll run. Well, she's not the catcher anymore, so they won't run for her, but that's a good look there at Messer, who is on with the leadoff error. And then a look inside at Bird.
Hold it tight, baby.
That ground ball is over to first, and they're calling a foul ball, so Ledette was there to grab it, but nothing doing. You get a good look back inside. Nothing in 1 to Bird. It would be Bird and Markle due up next, or Bird and George due up next. So 6, 7, 8. Squaring around, and that one kicked around by Prairie. And look, it is tough bunting one against the fastball pitching of Methvin, and Methvin will continue to run the ladder up on you if you're trying to bunt it. 0-2 count here to the left-handed hitting Callie Bird. That one lifted, hammered down the line, but right into the bell of Drago. She's got it. And they'll get the ball back in pretty quickly. And that is the first out of the inning. You see it up in the air, and Bell doing a good job of getting that ball in back to the cut, and Davis runs it up, and here we are at Anaya George that steps in. One down, runner at first. At this point, if you're the Eagles, you'll start trading outs for advancement. That one's up in the air. Got back to the wall back there before it was missed. Prairie gave it a ride. You see her settle back in. It's 0-1.
Hit the ball, baby. Come on. I don't know where he gets these techniques from. Lord have mercy.
Methvin now 0-1 to George. George stands in. Runner at first is Messer. Grounds that one. Foul down the line is going to hit the fence, and that is behind now 0-2. And Methvin can throw just about whatever she wants to, so George has to be careful here. Protect anything close but not chase. This is where she likes to throw that pitch up and out of the zone. Rocks back the 0-2. This one instead was low. And a good piece of hitting that one off for George, being able to foul it off and stay alive for another one. And that sends Messer back to first.
Hey, little lady, protect your plate. Hold that bat taut. Give it a lick.
Methvin, that one up the middle. She'll go over to first, and that is out number 2. Thought about going into second, but didn't have the chance to do that. And watch this one just come right back to Methvin. Thinks about second base, not enough time, whirls and throws, and now there are 2 down with a runner at second. And this is going to be Markle that will stand in. Cheyenne Markle, we saw her out here a lot. That one up and out of the zone. You just, in softball, you just need an out, and that's what they've got here. Does Pine Prairie, looking to keep something going. Methvin, though, closes the door as well as anybody does. Methvin quickly gets back in there, and that one is lifted up. Methvin going to take it herself, and that will finish things off. And the Lady Eagles finish the regular season on a high note. And just watch this final out of the game. It's going to go over there. Methvin had it, locked it up, and that is going to do it for the ball game tonight. You'll see the Lady Eagles start to make their way out to the middle of the field. Pine Prairie going to meet them there, and you'll see the fives come across, and they will circle there for the prayer that ends it, and that's what is good about softball. There's no doubt about it as they finish things up that way. 5-2, your final here from Pine Prairie. That will end the regular season for both of these teams. They'll await their bracket destination, which is coming tomorrow. Tune in at 7 p.m. right here on 446 Sports. You can see it on YouTube. You can see it on Twitter. It'll be on our Facebook page, but just make sure that you get there. And we're going to tell you how every bracket is going to shake out. Division 1, we're not going to go line by line through the brackets, but we're going to tell you in Division 1, 2, 3, and 4, select and non-select. And let's get a little look at the Lady Eagles as they make their way back over here. And tremendous work here in our NDI game of the week. And, guys, it has been a pleasure here in this regular season. Our LV 5K player of the game tonight. Back-to-back nights, it is Sawyer Shelton. Sawyer Shelton just had a big game. Led this thing off with a triple. She had a triple and a double on the night. Scored a run, had an RBI. And when she sets the tone, big things happen. That'll wrap it up for us here. 5-2, your final. Keep an eye sometime tonight. I can neither confirm nor deny that we might pop up at 11:30, midnight, sometime on there tonight and just talk a little bit of softball. We might just go to sleep and get ready for a big Dash for Fresh playoff push on there. Guys, it has been our pleasure this regular season. Thanks to everybody that supported what we did and continue throughout the playoffs. But that is going to wrap things up for us. For my man Nick Morrow, I am Doug Gann. Let's see if we're going to get their attention. I don't know that we will from over here. Well, anyway, they're fine just how they are. That's going to wrap things up. Menard finishes this one off on the road with the victory, 5-2. Coach Brad Turney, Coach Alicia Abear exchanging pleasantries there, and watch Coach Brad Turney make his way into the. He's coming. He's got to get back, though, so he can slide into this. This is something that he started doing. Boy, it's taking his old self a little bit longer to get back further and run in. Maybe he's not running in. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that was a last year thing. Anyway, that's going to do it. For Nick Morrow, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.